Oh, hey YouTube, Happy New Year! I'm so excited to share with you my new bodybuilding video, so sit down, grab a beer, and get ready to enjoy the show.
Hey guys, what's up? It's the Tominator here again. Now that my best poses of all time series is wrapped up, I wanted to get back to my best shape ever series since I haven't done one of those in a while. So for this episode, we're going to be checking out one of my personal favorites, probably my favorite physique of all time in fact. Of course, we're talking about none other than the legendary Sultan of Symmetry, Flex Wheeler. So these pics right here are taken from the 1993 Arnold Classic, and to any of you who have been following bodybuilding for a while now, this should come as no surprise. Yes, he's been great in many other shows throughout his illustrious career, the 1992 NPC, the 1996 Arnold Classic, the 1999 British Grand Prix all come to mind, but it seems to be the general consensus in the bodybuilding community that this contest was Flex's all-time best showing. Unfortunately, the only video footage I was able to find is pretty blurry and doesn't really do it justice, so I'm just going to show you some pics here first. Yeah, so first up, look, the conditioning, the shape, the symmetry, everything is pretty much perfect and spot on. You can see the superb separation and definition in the hands on hip most muscular over on the left, and then on the right, the super tight waistline, the excellent shoulder to waist ratio, and the fantastic quad sweep in the lat spread there. But really, Flex won the show from the back, just like most great bodybuilding champions from the 80s and onwards. You can see that on full display in the amazing lower medial lat development, creating that Christmas tree effect right here. And then as you go further up, you can notice all sorts of sinuous little details through the upper back and even in the arms. The separation between his individual triceps heads alone is insane. But then when you take a look at the arms as a whole with the brachialis and the biceps, it's second to none. You virtually never see this level of detail nowadays. Even the glutes and the hams were dialed in, which for Flex was always a weakness and pretty soft, but not in this show. But then it's not really about the conditioning with Flex, and it never was. That's just the icing on the cake, so to speak, the polishing of the diamond. The diamond being, of course, his superhuman comic book-like shape, symmetry, and round, full muscle bellies. This is really what made him so great. The posing was also exquisite, as we can see from these artistic, Frank Zane-like shots. Also note the calves, which are very well developed even here at this early stage of his career. And even though they're not the biggest, neither is Flex. So in my mind, they're perfectly balanced with the rest of his body. Everything just flows tremendously, which is really the key to being an aesthetic bodybuilder. And next we have him demonstrating his remarkable flexibility, the famous splits he always incorporates into his routines. His midsection was also one of the best in history for my money. Even though it's not symmetrical, and as someone pointed out in one of my earlier videos, he actually has what appears to be a lopsided 7-pack, it still somehow looks aesthetically pleasing. Probably because the overall effect with the streamlined waist and the balloonish arms and the feathered quads just can't be denied. Okay, that's it for the pics I have from the 93 Arnold Classic, but I also wanted to show you a couple from the Olympia competition from that same year, since he was basically just as good here. From everything I've heard or read from third-party sources and other videos or forums or whatnot, the general opinion seems to be that Flex was at his best in the 93 Arnold, even more so than the Olympia. Now, keep in mind I wasn't at either one of these shows. I would have only been like 5 or 6 years old, so best believe I didn't know or care about bodybuilding back then. But from all the pics and video footage I've seen, he looks virtually the same in the Olympia. He was probably a little bit fuller at the Arnold and maybe slightly sharper as well, but the difference is extremely minimal. So yeah, for good measure, I'm going to throw in some Olympia pics like these right here and let you be the judge. Yeah, if anything, his ab and thigh here looks even sharper than the Arnold version. And that is one of the most aesthetic front double biceps shots you'll ever see, guaranteed. Now from the back, okay, he might look a little softer, not quite as ripped as what we just saw, but still amazing. And the shape and proportions are just out of this world any way you look at it. Okay, lastly, even though the quality is not the best, as I mentioned, I still think it's worth taking a look at his posing routine videos. The individual poses might not come through as well, but there's poetry in motion, as they say, and you can really get a sense of the fluidity and gracefulness of his posing, and the way everything just kind of flows together and comes to life. So here's clips from both shows, first the Arnold, then the Olympia. I even left the commentary in, so no need for me to keep running my mouth. But anyway, I hope you appreciated my 2 cents and enjoyed the rest of the show. Until then, this has been the Tominator signing off. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more. I'll be back.
Stage, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Let's welcome on Kenny Flex Wheeler.
And speaking of first, Flex Wheeler on the stage now. won his first professional title, Mr. Ironman competition, just a week ago. Flex is 27 years old, from Los Angeles, a karate expert and the father of two. Lee Labrada's coming up next. He's talking with his wife Robin and his son Hunter here. He was second to the man on the stage a week ago.
You know, Flex Wheeler is very new to the international bodybuilding scene, but he has a phenomenal development, great proportions, and just the most outstanding definition. Look at the split he's doing right now. I mean, I don't think that I've ever seen in the history of bodybuilding anyone be so flexible that he can do this particular pose here.
Thus comes the name Flex and his initial championship just a week ago.
Look at the back development. Look at the deltoids, the separation of trapezius and deltoids and arms. And he really knows how to milk each of those poses and how to use them to his advantage. Here's the most muscular pose. Look at the separation and the definition. Great abdominals. Again, another split. Ow!
Flex Wheeler and Atlas with the flexibility of a dancer, and the audience really appreciates it.
Like I said, it is the first time ever that I've seen a bodybuilder do a split at a bodybuilding championship. Incredible flexibility. Here you can see his back in both of those poses, again with that famous split.
Flex Wheeler could again be the man.
Look at that shot right there. That is probably the most symmetrical back double bicep of all time in this sport. This guy has got it all together. This is cartoon-like muscles, just round and full, like no bodybuilder has ever had.
And what a smile he has on him as well. I mean, he loves the performance.
Oh, he loves the pose. He's very fluid, loves posing to this kind of a style of music, kind of sultry and slow, and he knows how to show his body off to its best. Hits a lot of back shots. I mean, look at the detail in this guy's back. Look at the tricep and the separation of the brachialis and the bicep. And always that grin.
Flex is 26 years old. He's 5'10" and weighs 232 pounds and must have incredible low body fat.
Well, you know what? I know for a fact that he had a skin fold measurement tested about a week before the show, and it was 0.0. The only person, the only pro in gold and Venice has ever been measured that low. So virtually, he's seen palo. He's without skin. So that, you really can't get that much leaner than that.
Last year was a big, big year for Flex.
Yeah.
He won the USA, and then he won the Pro Ironman, the Arnold Classic, the German and the French Grand Prix contest. And he is the one who is favored to topple Dorian Yates tonight, if anyone is going to do it.
Oh, sure. After winning those 4 shows, and especially winning the Arnold Classic in the way that he did, and the condition that he did, he was the man to push Dorian and coming into the show.
He finds, though, he's getting a lot of pressure on himself now because people are saying, hey, Flex, you are the favorite, you're great, you look so fantastic. And with all those compliments, it's a lot for him to handle.
It's nice that people say things like that and that I have the possibility of doing it, but then again, it's unwanted pressure, and you got to always think about, other people's expectations, and, they say, oh, yeah, I know you're going to win, and here's the next Mr. Olympia, but, the same people, you see them when you don't win, and it's like they give you some BS excuse, so it irritates me a little bit. I would prefer probably if people just say, good luck, you have a good chance, or whatever, instead of saying, there goes the next Mr. Olympia. It's like after a while you get, kind of irritated of hearing that because it's just extreme pressure at it, but I just try to close it off, and the judges make their decision, so I do what I can do as far as my condition, and the rest is up to them.
Flex has sworn to us that he is not going to accept anything apart from first or second place. He says anything else would be absolute failure for him.